wrestling, I gotta say this. This was a very surprising impact. There's no lie. Doesn't mean it was great, but it had a lot of surprises in it. But my feelings at the end of the review is going to be for Bound for Glory. And will this help build into it? We have 30 days left, 1 month. So I'll give you my thoughts at the end of the review, especially if I don't forget. I have so much to talk about, I'm hoping I don't forget. Opening, Street Fight 4-on-4. OVE versus the originals of ECW with a Tessa Blanchard in tow. Here's the problem. This is not about the match itself. The match was okay. It was good. It was a standard street fight with 8 people in it. Tessa did great. I'm actually going to say Tessa actually did a great job working in this fight. She did. For what part she was at least involved in. Because she wasn't involved in absolutely everything. When people started jumping off the top turnbuckle, she was not there for all of it. It's understandable. She will get crushed by a Rhino. If Rhino lands on her, she's done. But I'm not saying that she didn't do her bit and didn't do some dives off of the ring ropes and the top turnbuckle. She did. The match was good. The faces won. But here's the thing that's making it an issue for me, that they should start building into. Look, I've said this multiple times for months now. Tessa has gone too far now. Just having to go up against OVE is not enough. There has to be a payoff. Beating Sami Callihan and beating up OVE. She's now done it not once. With this, with 3 guys helping her. Not twice. She did it with Tommy. Tommy helped her to win. And he helped her to win a second time. That's 3 times she's won now. She's won against OVE 3 times. There's got to be a payoff at Bound for Glory. She's got to go after a title. And we know that Brian Cage is going to be dealing with Sami, no problem. She's not going after the main title, which I actually believe is the wisest thing to do. Because now that they gave her a faction, if she continues working with the ECW originals, it'll be fine. But she needs a title. If she's not going after the Knockouts title, she needs to go after the X Division title. I've said this multiple times. It's not that I want to see it because I'm a big mark for her. It's that it's been going on since maybe about April. We're in September. There must be a payoff to this. She must win the X Division. Because if she goes after the Knockouts now, makes no freaking sense. That means the entire push for Tessa was for absolutely nothing. This didn't give her anything. She's already beaten Sami and his crew not once, 3 times. Unless I'm missing something, it's 3 times he's been beaten and his crew has been beaten. So there's got to be a payoff for her. It's got to be a title. Unless they're going to bring a new title into the fold, going on the Axe TV after Bound for Glory, this is it. So I hope in this month they will be doing something with her. Next. The storyline that just keeps giving. And I don't like it. You got Taya Valkyrie versus Alicia Edwards. And you got... It's in my face. You see Ace Austin now wearing an arm brace. Well, a sling. He's got a neck brace. And he's now in a freaking wheelchair. Really? Here's another shot of him going down to the ring when the match happens. Because Alyssa has a match against Taya Valkyrie. I don't know how she gets it, but she gets it. She's down at ringside with Taya, who looks luscious. Man, I hate Johnny Mundo. He's with a very beautiful woman. He is. She's a damn good looking woman. Hopefully she's really nice. But as far as I know, Taya Valkyrie's an actually sweetheart. That's what I've been told. At least by someone, at least from one of my comments a while ago that said that she is really nice. But anyway, this was trying to get an Ace Austin more sympathy for an Alicia. Look at what he did at one point when she was about to get beat. You got Johnny Bravo. You don't see the shot, but Johnny Bravo grabs her leg. He gets out of his chair, and that's Ace Austin. He does a handstand, and then he pretty much punts him in the head, and that is a Johnny Bravo. He lands on the floor. Alyssa still loses, which was the general idea. He didn't really care if she won. She lost. He just wants to get in the damn pants. He gets back into his seat. He tries to get out of his seat. And then he falls into her lap, legitimately. And she's asking for help. That's in my face. That's if I got the shot. I believe I did. I don't like the storyline. Not because it's not being implemented properly. It's just, it feels like filler. Ace Austin should be going after the X Division, as I said. Ace Austin can be a badass who's still a heel, a douchebag. He can still be a badass. You can think of him like a Kurt Angle. Like, he thinks so much of himself, but he's so damn good, he can get away with it. Then you got Eddie Edwards, who should be doing something. He could have been working with he could have been working with a Michael Elgin, trying to build something up. So after Bound for Glory, you're going to have something with Brian Cage with one of those two. You need something. Who is Brian Cage going to go after once Sammy is done? He's going to keep going after Michael Elgin? You need more. So this is what I was thinking. Next, the Rascals versus Eros, Toxicia, or Coxon, and Aussie Suicide. I believe he's Australian Suicide, but Aussie Suicide, I'm just saying that. Was this a good match? It was pretty good. I only could get that shot. You see them overhead. I couldn't get any better shot. I think that's the shot I got. I'll give it to you like this. They really need to do something with the Rascals. I'm sorry, guys. If you like the Rascals, more power to you. But it's been over 6 months with them, and they've done legitimately nothing. They haven't gotten anywhere. They work with Moose. They work with LAX. Where did it get them? Where did it get them? None of them have gotten over. None of them have gotten the X Division title. They didn't even win the tag titles. They should have. Then at least LAX before they left would have had a bit more of a challenge. But they got beaten twice. Or is it 3 times? I can't remember. It just feels like a waste of time. They deserve better. And it was the Rascals who win. And now Dr. Wilder, I can't remember his name. That happened at AAA about a week or two ago. I think it's Wilder. Weber. Dr. Weber, I believe. He is now going to have 2 extra people work with him. And they're going to be facing the Rascals at Bound for Glory. Which kind of doesn't make any sense. Wouldn't it be better to have the Rascals go up against the AAA triple champions? That would make sense. Unless they won the titles, Dr. Weber, I believe his name is Weber, he should be having a triple championship with 2 other people, and then let the Rascals go up against them. That would make something interesting. But as it stands, it's just a standard 6-man tag. Or a 6-man match. I don't know if they're going to do a tag or they're going to do it like in Lucha, so they're all going to be in the ring at the same time. I think it's just a missed opportunity. You got Moose. Unfortunately, I didn't get this sign. Here's the thing. If they made the fight of him against 3 guys a little longer and have the camera back a little more so you can see them all get their asses handed to them by Moose, that would have been a bit better. I didn't mind the segment, but I felt that the camera angle was way too close. We didn't see everything, and it wasn't long enough. He needed to struggle a little bit to show that he can whoop not 1 guy, not 2 guys, but 3 guys in Mexico. I felt that would have been more effective. But it was something for Shamrock. I mean, he just beat up 3 guys, so at least they're trying to build him up for Shamrock. I'm alright. Let's see here. I think the reason I sighed is because I kind of wish they had done this in the ring with Tennille Dashwood, with Jimmy Jacob, and Taya comes out to say something, because they had this. Maybe they will do it because they still have a month. Maybe she will be re-interviewed again in the ring after a match or something, and Taya will come out. But they stated in that, in that interview that Tennille faced Taya when she first started out. Her first real match was with Tennille Dashwood. And here's a picture of them together in my face. They're both good-looking women. Damn. You have a young, hungry... It hurts me to think that Emma never got anywhere in the WWE. And then you see a Taya Valkyrie, whatever name she had at the time, build herself up into someone that was known through AAA, through Lucha. Well, when you really think about Lucha Libre, you really got to think about what was going on in the promotion that she made herself. And I've not watched it. Right now I can't remember the name of it for some reason. I'll probably flash it at the bottom of me and say I'm dumb. But for some reason I'm blanking on the promotion's name. But she built herself up, and then the other tried to build herself up, and they did nothing with her. And instead of doing something more substantial now, instead of waiting a month or maybe 2 weeks before that pay-per-view, I think it would have been better to do something now. That's just me. You guys tell me below. Okay, this is LAX versus Willie and Rich. And last match of the night, it just... Well, let me crank this back. How did the match feel at first? It felt playful. It felt like both teams really wanted to play with each other during this match, which was alright. Then they started to get serious, and I gotta say, at least for me personally, I'm sure someone's gonna say the 6-man lucha match was much better than this. But I felt that this match was the best match of the night all around. It was better than the street fight, and it was better than the 6-man match. It just felt better because it was very important for Impact Wrestling and the time that it had. The era of LAX, at least this version, because now we've had 2 versions, and we're probably going to have a 3rd. I kind of hope, this is my thought. I'm hoping that Conan will bring in another group next year around February or March. Give a little lag. Please. Impact Wrestling, do not rush another LAX faction out. Wait until February or March to crank them out. Because after October, I believe November, December, January, and February, beginning to build up, wondering if there's going to be a new group. And then by March or April, I say March, they bring out a new group. Because it's dead air in December. And November, they're going to have major problems. And I just believe they should not try to crank out a new group before the end of the year. Wait until next year, and then you bring out a new group if you're going to do it. This was the best match for me. In the end, Santana gets pinned by Rich Swann. With I can't remember what it was. Rich did a 450 again. And then it was Willie who did a 6-star frog. I never could pronounce frog properly. I always botch it. Frog splash. In the end, afterwards, everyone just hugged. And that was the end of the show. At least to a certain extent for them. I was fine with it. Now, I'm wondering if Santana or Ortiz are just going to use those names in AEW. I doubt they're going to use the LAX name. Because it's so connected to Impact Wrestling. But we never know. Finally, the match that... Did they really do that? That's Havoc versus Su Yung. Now, before I get started, I want to make this very clear. I believe they shouldn't have done this. Not because it was immoral or disrespectful or disgusting. I just believe this was not the right time to do it. Because Havoc does not have the Knockouts title. This would have worked better if Havoc had the title. And I'll repeat it again. If she had the title, this would have been more impactful. Because the new Knockouts champion is getting harassed by Su Yung, and then she does what she does to her. Now, was it a good match? It wasn't bad. It was fine. In the end, it was over. I can't remember who won that match. Who won that match? It was a no DQ match. So they could do whatever they wanted. But I do not... Was it DQ? Yeah. It was a no DQ match. I don't remember who won it. But I do remember after the match. Because they didn't want to stop. They went to the back. Then they went up some stairs. Then Su Yung gets a rope around her neck. And she get freaking strangled by it. She get hung. So supposedly, the officials come, they notice what's going on, they stop Havoc from doing it, they take her to a hospital, she gets examined, she drops dead, and then she comes back. I think this was a missed opportunity, a big waste, because you're doing this a month before Bound for Glory. And you just showed she's alive in the same show. Instead of building up to it, if you got to do it this way, it's getting me angry. If you got to do it this way, why not wait a few weeks before you show evidence of what happened to Soo Young? Make Havoc get fined for what she did. Make Father Mitchell get fined. Then have Father Mitchell go to Havoc and say, you now done it now, my dear. My dear, you screwed up. Because now you unleashed the creature that was bound. Now she's coming for you. She said she's dead. No, she's not. She will return and will destroy you. And by Bound for Glory, there she is. That would have been a better story than this. This was a waste. A huge waste of story. I think that'll be the story. That would be my title. A huge waste of story. Why didn't they build this better? They could have waited until Bound for Glory, Havoc, and that's if Havoc was going to get the chance to go up against Ty again. She wins the title. Soo Young comes after her on Bound for Glory. They go to the back, and Sue gets hung. Then she's taken to the hospital. You don't know what happens. You wait a week or two, and then we discover that after intensive care, she dies. And that's when Havoc gets fined by the officials. Father Mitchell comes out and says, hey, you now done it. She's coming for you. Says she's dead. No, she can't die. She is an untappable, fathomless creature of the undead realm. You cannot destroy her. And then you show evidence of what happened. And then you go into the next couple of weeks building up for her to actually come after a Havoc, coming after her, not trying to get matches, coming after her, chasing her, terrifying her. And by the next pay-per-view, and I believe it's going to be, I hope it's Genesis. I hope it's Genesis. Then you have the match, and they'll have a great payout. This, she's in my face. I just feels like this is a waste of story. Now, was the show bad? No. Does it build into Bound for Glory? Not really, not much. We still got about 4 weeks left before Bound for Glory, so there's still time to build into it. And I'm hoping they'll do more with Soo Young and with Havoc, and I like it. But as it stands, they made a big mistake with Havoc, and they made a huge mistake with Soo Young. But you guys tell me below. Have a good day. Have a good night. Peace!